Welcome back over to DGOT, the instant reactions. We're gonna talk about this little known movie right now. It's doing kind of well at the office. It's doing okay, I think. It's called Sinners by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan. It's got a really, really good cast. I'm just joking. I'm just downplaying the really big success of the opening weekend. Actually, uh, I saw a lot of high praise for the film, on every social media platform, YouTube, all of it, the reviews I've seen. And I think it lived up to it. And I actually, made a TikTok that said I went into the movie with what, like, I don't even know how to say it, like milder expectation just because I've heard that it's a zombie movie, or not a zombie movie, excuse me, a vampire movie. And I'm not the biggest vampire fan. And Dustin texted me himself and said, I'm wondering how you'll like it after he saw it because he knows that as well. And I thought the movie was great. We both gave it the same rating on Letterboxd. I won't spoil that yet, but I thought the movie was great. I do have a hot take about it towards once we get into discussing it, but Dustin, I thought the movie was great, man. What about you?
Oh boy, I'm anxious to hear that hot take. Um, yeah, I think it's fantastic. I mean, this was the 45th movie that I've seen in the theater this year, and of those 45 movies, I have it right there with Bob Trevino likes it as the best movie of the year for me. Um, well, I guess that's not technically true because I saw Moonlight in IMAX, but I'd seen that one before. It's not a new release, so if you include that one, though, that's the best movie of the year because Moonlight's fantastic. But this movie is right there with the new releases, or of the new releases, right there is the best one. I think that it's incredible. It does live up to the hype, and I've got very few minor nitpicks with it that aren't like that's just me searching for something. So yeah, I think that it's a very worthy it's a very worthy movie of all the praise that it's getting.
Absolutely, man. Let's jump into our positives. Michael B. Jordan. Like I've only seen him in like the Creed movies, the first two of them, I believe. I thought he was a fine actor, but I've heard him kind of catch a little bit of criticism, like he's not the best part of them or whatever. I thought he was great as Smoke and Stack, and I would love to have like a director on to ask how they pulled this thing off, where like he's twins playing the same character on screen and like they're interacting with each other. Do you just dub the film over each other, or like I don't know how they do that. Like he performs one character and then he goes back and does the other character, and they just kind of mesh it all together. I don't know. I just think that's a really cool aspect of filmmaking that I would love to talk to someone about it. But he was fantastic as Smoke and Stack. Like he pulled off basically two different characters because they're twins, but they have different outlooks on business and life and things they want to do. One is more business. One is more about just having fun and giving back to the community and getting laid and all that. And I thought he was great. I thought he was fantastic. Big props to Michael B. Jordan. I got to shout out the young man Miles Catton. I think that's how you say his name. This is his film debut, and what a debut it was. You might as well get used to this name, Miles Catton or Catan, however you say it. He's going to be in a lot of movies. Like he was great. I don't know how you feel, but he was fantastic, and I thought he was funny too. The film is funny. Like
Yeah.
I know it's a horror movie, but it's not. I mean, horror is just a part of what this movie is. The movie is really funny too. Like there are some scenes where I laughed out loud, and I appreciate it because I haven't, like we've talked about, like times have just gotten so sensitive, and you got to walk on eggshells all the time. Like it's not easy to create genuine laughs anymore. And I thought this film did that. It's a 1930s movie in Mississippi. I thought the timepiece, the period piece was fantastic. It looked great. Haley Steinfeld. Anytime I see like an actress, or not an actress, but like a singer of either gender is in a movie, I'm kind of like, oh boy, let's see what kind of acting chops they got. I thought Haley was really good as well.
Wait,
I thought she was.
are you not familiar with her acting game?
No, I haven't seen her in anything.
That's wild.
I mean,
She's
is it?
much
I
more
mean,
well
is it
known for her acting than her singing.
really?
That's what makes that wild. Yeah.
Well, see, I get a pass because I haven't seen as many movies as you guys have. What other movies has she been in? I know she was in like some horror movie way back in the day, but
She was in the funniest example of Haley Steinfeld in a movie is in the movie True Grit 2010. It's a remake of a western, and in that movie they always talk about how like ugly she is, and it's like, dude, it's Haley Steinfeld. What are you like? She's young in that movie, but it's hilarious because she's like, I know I'm ugly and blah blah blah, and then she grows up and she's Haley Steinfeld. But she was in the Marvels, which I know you don't care about that. She was in the animated Spider-Man movies. Um, Hawkeye, like she's been in a lot of Marvel stuff.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha. That's why I'm not
Charlie's
familiar with her game.
Angels. What'd you say?
That's why I'm not familiar with her game.
Yeah, she was in Bumblebee, the Transformers movie, Pitch Perfect 3. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like Shaq at the free throw line with those movies. I ain't seen not there in one of them. But the one more character I want to give big praise to is portrayed by Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim. He's kind of like the town alcoholic, but he plays the blues for this one bar every weekend. I've only seen him in like one other movie, but the thing I distinctly remember him from is one episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and he's like an opposing detective to you know Christopher Maloney's character, but he was so good in that episode. I love that. I love that episode. It's so good. I don't know what's funny because I remember him from Law and Order.
No, it's that like that's the only thing you've seen him. That's wild to me.
I've seen him in another movie too, but that's the
Another
only two things I
movie.
can think of.
One.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. I know this is a movie about roasting what I haven't seen, guys. This is we're praising Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
This movie was fantastic though. It's well paced. I mean, it's like a 2 hour and what 22 hours 17. I can't remember exactly. I got IMDb pulled up. I'm looking at the cast right now. The movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Yeah.
It flies by. And I love and this isn't a hot take, but this is just what I was thinking. I actually liked the movie a lot more before it brought the vampire stuff in. Just like the 1930s period piece. Like I feel like Coogler and B. Jordan could just go back to the drawing board and say, let's just continue on that movie without any vampires or any hoodoo or voodoo, whatever. Because like I can't remember which one is Smoke and which one is Stack, but the one that was hooking up with like the hoodoo lady or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just you can bring her back in the movie, just get rid of the supernatural element and just continue down that and just see if the business succeeds. Like I would go see that one too. I was invested in that story and their characters. I thought it was great.
So you're saying you'd like for them to just ignore the vampire stuff and like erase that part of the movie and make another movie, or are you saying like a prequel where we see?
Yeah, just no. Just get rid of the vampires and just
So you
finish
didn't
out
like
that
the
movie.
movie, is what I'm hearing. Okay.
No. I loved it. I had a good time with it. But I'm just saying, I would like to see that part too. Like I thought it was really good. I like period pieces.
There's several people that would like to see parts of their life live out, but then they die. Like that's just not how life works, buddy. So
I'm talking about a movie, man. I know all of us would love to just get rid of hey, let's get rid of like this 4 years of my life and let's just start over at that part.
Like this didn't happen. Let's see what would have happened if I'd have,
But seriously though, before the vampire stuff kicks in, how good was the movie?
Oh, it was fantastic.
That's all I'm getting at. Yeah. But go ahead, Dustin. Give us your positives.
All right, yeah, Michael B. Jordan, and I mean, just playing two roles that were twins, so they were similar, but they were also distinctly different. I thought he bodied that. Ryan Coogler's direction was incredible. I thought that some of the editing and some of the shots we got were great, and the way I saw it in IMAX, which I texted you, and I tend to keep this to myself, but I'm not really a fan of IMAX, man. It's too loud. That's my old man yells at cloud moment. Like, it is too loud in there. Turn it down. But but seeing it in IMAX and seeing the aspect ratio change depending on what scene we're looking at, like, I think it was very effective. It was awesome. I do think that some of the comedy was hilarious. Like, all the comedy was hilarious. So there were some very funny moments in the movie. And just the way the dialogue and everything, the story, the way it was written and the way it was paced was fantastic. Like, even we went a good chunk of this movie before anything supernatural or any vampires come into play. And, that didn't bother me. A lot of times, if I know that this is a horror movie and we have to wait half the movie before the horror kicks in, I'm like, come on, what are we doing? Let's get to it. But this movie was so good that I was just like, I'm fine if it never happens. Like, this is great. And so I get what you were saying there, because that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it's the same way. They were so good, and I was so invested in these characters that I didn't mind. And it's a very good look at historical context for African Americans during that time in the South, in the Jim Crow South, and so I thought that was good. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's just basically my positives are everything about the movie almost. I mean, Delroy Lindo, who you mentioned as well, yeah, he's a fantastic actor. I like him in everything I've seen him in. He's great. The Five Bloods was great. He's great in Malcolm X. He's great in The Core. He's good in a lot of movies, but I think other than Michael B. Jordan, I think he was the star of this movie. He was just fantastic. And also, the last thing I'll say on pros is Josh Allen, big ups to you. Haley Steinfeld's a freak.
Man, I hope Josh Allen doesn't have no Adam 22 in him. I hope he's secure because if your girl is like face to face with Michael B. Jordan for days in a row, like you might start getting a little insecure. You know what I'm saying?
It's not only just how they acted in the movie; it's like all the press run they've been on for this movie. Their chemistry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Good for Josh.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, no cup chair shows up. But anywho. That'd be a bad day at the Buffalo Bills office. We're just joking, of course, but I mean, Michael B. Jordan, just a handsome guy. It's like I get it. Anywho, Dustin, what are your qualms? The fucked up thing is like I gave it like I sneak peek. I gave it a 4.5 on Letterboxd. I really can't think of many like flaws that I have, but I just can't say I think it's a 5 out of 5 either.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I am. I thought that a lot of the gore looked incredible, but my biggest issue was I don't know if it was the lighting or the camera that they used or what, but some of the blood, particularly when it was squirting out of wounds, looked completely fake. Like it didn't have the right shade, the right color. It just didn't look like blood. And sorry, but that is when we're a horror movie podcast, we see so much blood in movies that when it doesn't look right, it stands out to us. And so, and then not only just the blood itself, but some of the wounds, like when we saw the wounds happening, like the cuts on the skin and stuff, I thought that it looked less than great. They didn't hurt the movie at all, though. It's just a minor nitpick. Another one is, minor spoiler here, but when some of the people are being turned to vampires, it's like when they come back, they've been turned, and it's like kind of a slow reveal that they've been turned, but it shouldn't have been. Why don't they have blood all over their clothes? Because when it's revealed that they are vampires, and then the stuff pops off, and there's like intense fight scenes and people dying and stuff, there's blood-soaked clothes. So why, when these key characters are being turned, and it's kind of supposed to be a shock to us, there was no blood, no sign at all that they have been turned, and it's like that's. In a movie about vampires, that's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, I really think that might be.
I got a couple I'll talk about.
Yeah,
I thought some of the jump scares were pretty cheap. Like not the ones like at the very beginning of the movie when Sammy is going back to the church and like you can like it flashes between him and like the devil. Great. I thought that was great, but the jump scares I'm talking about that were cheap was like when Smoke and Stack find that rattlesnake in the truck. I thought that was a very cheap jump scare. And I thought the rattlesnake looked bad, too. Like, it very clearly looked CGI.
But it looked better than the monkey dogs from Gladiator 2.
Well, that's very, very low-hanging fruit right there. Yeah, that looked terrible.
I actually
The monkey dogs are awful.
I disagreed a little bit there. I thought the snake actually, compared to a lot of CG animals we've seen this year, I thought the snake looked decent.
That's fine. I still don't think it looked good, though. And I hated the jump scare that came along with it.
That part's fair.
I don't know if I don't hate the scene by any means, but I thought it was weird. It's like, all right, there's this, and this is kind of a spoiler too. Not really, but it happens later in the movie where like they're in like the juke. What they call it again? A juke joint. That's right. And like shit's going down. Like everybody's dancing, music's playing, but it's kind of like modern like people in there, and like there's all kind of like different cultures and. Like there's like Asian people. Like, did you see like the modern girls like twerking in there? I was like, what the hell is going on right now? Can you explain that to me, or did I just miss it?
Yeah, I think you missed it because the narration said something about how music is the gateway to transcend like time and everything. It blends parts of the past and the future, and so it was just a visual representation of that. They weren't actually there. It was just for us, the audience.
Okay, I'll give that a pass. Because I mean, I didn't hate the scene or anything,
Because
but
I thought that scene was fantastic. But
I liked it too. It was like it was shot amazing. Like it looked amazing. I saw it in Dolby Digital. I mean, I'm going to go see it again in IMAX as well. But just how me and you have talked about like seeing movies back to back, times got to line up. Dolby Digital just made more sense,
yeah,
and it had less people.
yeah,
And I don't like having I don't like going to the theater with a bunch of people because
yeah.
they're usually a bunch of assholes, and there were some assholes in my showing. But anywho, it didn't kill the vibe for me. But okay, I'm glad you cleared that up because I did miss the narration part because Dolby Digital is loud as hell.
Yeah,
So
too loud.
the music, like I thought it was great though. Like it like submerges you into the movie though. I like that. I like that a lot actually.
Yeah.
In the IMAX, fuck man, you got to sit straight up for the whole time. You can't lean back. That shit, my back be hurting. Like it's not. It's just not as pleasurable to see an IMAX movie, like sitting and comfort wise. But I have very few complaints. Like I loved the ending. It's not a complaint, but post credit scenes, like you got two of them. I missed the very last one. I stayed for one of them because I thought that was the one I had to stay for. I didn't know there was another one at the very end.
Yeah, I missed it too. And
Like if you're going to do that at the beginning of the movie, say stay for the post credits or something.
yeah, I mean,
Or just don't do that. Just have it all fucking be at one part of the
Marvel
movie.
always does post-credit scenes, and Ryan Coogler did do the Black Panther movies, so I guess I should have known. But I'm the first one out of the theater every time. Like as soon as I see the first name pop up in the credits, I'm like, okay, thanks for having me. I'm out. But I could tell that okay, there's probably a scene here, so I stuck around and I watched that first one, and I thought it was cool, like getting to see,
I
up
liked it.
into the
I liked it a lot.
was it the 80s or early 90s, whenever it was.
It was 93.
Yeah, I thought it was like 92, 93, something like that. But it was cool seeing you know, old man Sammy, but
That was a real blues singer too.
yeah. And so I thought
Can't
that
remember
was
his
really
name.
really cool, and even the stuff they said made it interesting. But going back to the issues, one of the minor issues I have, I guess, is they, you know, I don't even know that it's an issue, but it's just there. So the uh, the vampire tropes, it's like some movies we've seen recently, they put their own spin on it. It's like, well, that's like Abigail. They're like, no, that's what kind of vampire we're dealing with here. It's like, well, that doesn't work, but this does. This one's like
Yeah.
everything you've ever heard about vampires. Yep, that's true, and that works. And they just knew it. So, they just knew, and I get it. The voodoo lady, like she probably did know more about that just because of her background. But I don't know. I would have liked to have seen them struggle with uh, putting their finger on it. Like figuring it out a little bit instead of just like, okay, this is what we do. This we got it. And I know one thing that if the Asian lady invited them
Oh,
all in, I'd have killed her immediately.
I didn't. Yeah, I was just about to mention that was kind of a scene I didn't care for. Just how I appreciated the fact that none of the vampires could enter the juke joint unless they got invited in. Like I appreciated it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that from the Lost Boys
Yeah.
from when you picked that one. So I loved how they kept all of them who got turned kept saying, can I come in and get my coat or whatever?
Yeah.
They were just trying to be slick with it. But my Asian sister, like I know you want to go find your kid. You're scared that the turned dad. We're spoiling now at this point. You want to go find your kid. I get it. Trust me. But just let them all in. Like I don't know. I didn't really care for that personally. I thought that was kind of a weak way to get the battle going off.
Yeah, because like what was her end game?
And the sun came up fast as hell.
That too.
Like it went from dark to night fast. It takes a little while for the sun to come up. That bitch don't go up that fast.
Yeah, and another. So you just brought that up, and it reminded me. So I didn't like how it was revealed in the post credit scene that I don't, like you said, I don't remember if it was Smoke or Stack, but the one twin let the other live so long as he doesn't hurt Sammy. It's like, bro, he's a vampire. They don't make deals. Like, what are you talking about? I actually hated that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that realistically.
That didn't bother me too bad, but I know, I feel where you're coming from with it.
It
seems like they're like subconscious vampires. Like they're still people, but they can like turn it off and on. It's weird.
Yeah. And I don't know that's not my favorite, but
but like Ryan Coogler mentioned, I'm looking at it right now. His two biggest influences for the movie was The Faculty and From Dusk Till Dawn. They could do that in The Faculty, so it's not like they were just alien. That she was an alien all the time. So
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't bother me, but I understand
But
where you're
I
coming
mean, like,
from.
why would he even let him live? I get it, like you don't want to kill him because he's your brother, but it's like when we saw Herschel in The Walking Dead. Eventually, they have a realization. Okay, this isn't my brother. This isn't my relative. I do have to kill him. So I think that logically he would have just killed him. But
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Man, this was a good movie.
great.
Like I'm really having to dig deep through 2 hours and 17 minutes of pretty much nonstop entertainment to figure out some things I didn't like, and it's very few. This is another fun fact I really appreciated. Christopher Nolan and his producing partner, wife Emma Thomas, they assisted Ryan Coogler in shooting with 65 millimeter film. Man, when you got arguably you can make an argument Nolan is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's one of them. Like that.
Yeah.
Like that would mean a lot to me if I was Coogler. Like you got Nolan helping me make this fucking movie. Like shout out to Nolan and his wife Emma Thomas for helping him too. Like that's awesome.
But also shout out to Coogler because he knew what he wanted in this movie, like what he wanted from the studio, and he stood up for it and he got it. And I love, especially given the themes of the movie, I love the fact that he demanded that the ownership reverts back to him in, what was it, 25 years? Because
I didn't know that part.
yeah, so he got that before he agreed to sell it to the studio. He had it written in there that the ownership of the film reverts back to him after 25 years, and that's huge because, like in the movie, it's about black ownership. That's one of the themes of the movie, and so if this movie very clearly is a successful movie that is going to spawn a franchise, it just is. I don't necessarily want a franchise, but I will take more if they're all this good. It's huge that the rights are reverting back to him after 25 years. So, he owns this IP and they're not going to just run it into the ground and destroy his vision. So I love that. And the other things that he got written into the contract. I was just like, shout out to Ryan Coogler.
I didn't know that. So I'm glad you told me about that. I've read through the fun facts and all that, but I haven't done that much into it.
Well, I've just seen a lot about it, and like Vanity Fair or Vanity, I don't know if it's Vanity. Yeah, I guess it was Vanity Fair. Wrote an article like basically saying that it's a successful first weekend, but it still has a long ways to go to be profitable, and like they're basically doing hit pieces on the movie, downplaying the success. And a lot of people are saying that it's because Coogler, he's making waves. He's doing things that traditionally this is not how it's done. He's shaking it up, and so now you've got these outlets that are kind of putting hit pieces out there against him and against the movie. But this movie's successful, love it or hate it. It's great.
I haven't seen one bad review on it.
It's not necessarily bad reviews. It's just people saying like, yeah, it's making a lot of money, but it's a long way from profitable. It's like it's been out for 3 days.
Shut up. And every screening I've looked at has been damn near packed.
It's the I think I saw that it was the highest grossing original horror movie of the decade or something like that.
Since COVID, yeah. I know that. Yeah, that's amazing. Man, shout out to him. I didn't know about that. He stood on business.
Yeah.
Do you think he would do a sequel or like a franchise? Because I saw where he wanted to do an original thing because he was kind of tired of doing like Black Panther. Not that he didn't want to do them, but he was already doing movies that were part of franchises like Creed. And
I could see it because this is original. You got Black Panther is a Marvel, like that's an established Marvel character that's already part of a universe. Creed is original movies, but they're based on a character that's based on, the Rocky franchise. This is completely original content. So I could see it either way. If he does make this a one-off, I respect it and I love him for that because my biggest pet peeve is running IPs into the ground. But if he does make a sequel, 2 sequels, as many as he wants, I trust Ron Coogler. I trust his vision. I trust what he would do with it because he has proven that he knows how to make some very good movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only thing I can see sequel-wise from this is, like, Stack and Haley Steinfeld's character, like, after they leave, like, what they've been doing the past 60 years.
So
it wouldn't be bad. I would go see it.
You could do that, and you got to think if they've been, alive for all this time since that night in the Mississippi Delta, how many people have they turned? So then you got a big network of vampires that you could introduce and spin off or we could get a prequel movie. Like we see the Irish guy that started all this, maybe his backstory. There's a lot of different directions that could go.
Yeah, I mean, I thought all the music was good too. Like I saw where Miles, I keep butchering his name. Sorry if I butchered this man's name, but I saw something online where he learned how to play guitar just for this role too.
Oh, that's fire.
And then like the what's his name? I don't want to just call him the white guy, the white guy vampire. Uh, his little trio, Jack O'Connell. He's going to be in 28 years later. He's going to be the star of that movie. So shout out to him for that. Jack O'Connell. Uh, he had two other people with him. A wife or a woman and another guy. Like I thought their like little blues playing stuff was fire too. Like it was fun. Like it was very clearly different than what was being played in the juke joint, but it was a version of blues. But I thought it was all really good. All the performance was good.
Yeah, I agree.
And the movie was low key sexual as hell. Whew. Not low key at all. It was high key sexual.
I was say, Preacher Boy Sammy, he's a freak.
Yeah, he is. He's ready to eat some stanky cooch.
Haley Steinfeld character is a freak. She just spit right in his mouth, boy.
Stack, or which one was it? Smoker Stack. He was the freak too. He's like, yeah, spit it in my mouth.
I was like, he thinks he's me.
No, dude, that part with Haley Steinfeld at the train when she walks up on him and she's talking about you can do this and do that, but you can't steal this pussy one more time, dude. I was like, what the hell is going on? It's like I did not know I was signing up for this.
I didn't either.
But I liked it. It was funny. I liked it a lot, dude. This movie is good, man.
Yeah,
this was good.
It was really good. I agree completely.
I can't wait to see it again and like have some time go on, just because I wonder where this movie would stack up for me in last year's. It would be, man, top 3, top 2 maybe.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Yeah, I agree with what I said earlier. So I've got Bob Trevino Likes It, Sinners, and The Ballad of Wallace Island. That's the 3 best movies I've seen this year. This movie, I gave it a 4.5 on Letterboxd as well. And it's just one of those things. I agree with you. It's like what I said as my cons are very minuscule things, but it's just like when you see a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10, this one's very close.
Yeah,
I can't say it's a perfect movie, but it's very close.
Yeah, I think the only thing that was missing for me was like that emotional pull. Like I know me and you talk about that a lot. Just like some movies, like pull a reaction out of me that just are very powerful, or just when you see a movie, like what stage of life you're going through, also affects a rating. For me, it does anyways.
Yeah.
But this movie it was really, really entertaining. But like it didn't unsettle me like a Heretic did when I watched it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not that kind of. It's more of an action horror than it is a like.
Yeah, it's
scary.
It's really it's like a period piece with vampires.
Yeah.
Like this is a damn good movie though. Yeah, Dustin, final thoughts. You want to share your Letterboxd rating, or you already did, but any final thoughts on anything else you want to see?
Yeah,
from Coogler, maybe.
Go support movies. Go support cinema. Watch everything. Like I said, I've seen 45 in theater this year. I'm gonna go this week and see the what's called The Legend of the Ochi or something like that. The new A24 movie. I'll also see.
I'm going to see Until Dawn. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, The Legend of Ochi, and then I'll see Until Dawn, and what's the
Ugly Stepsister.
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. And then The Accountant 2. Those are the 3 movies.
Dude, let me talk about that real quick.
Okay.
I love horror movies. Like I made this TikTok. I saw Sinners and The Ugly Stepsister back to back on Friday. I gave both movies a 4.5 on Letterboxd. I don't know if you're going to like The Ugly Stepsister or not, but to me, it's like the young woman's version of The Substance. But it's a period piece as well. I'm not going to spoil anything. But you talk about 2 movies that were completely different, but that's just what I love about horror. There's just so many different things and themes you can chase and like stories you can tell, and they can affect you in different ways. Like The Ugly Stepsister is not as entertaining or as fun as Sinners, but the things that these characters go through and like how it relates to real life, man, I really appreciate it. And I think you will too.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go Unfortunately, it's only got 9:10 p.m. 9:10
That's crazy.
p.m. showtimes here.
No 7 p.m. showings?
No. So I'm gonna go tomorrow at 9:10 p.m.
You gotta take a nap before you get there.
And yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that start time, but I'm looking forward to going to see it. And so I'm sure we'll be back with an instant reaction for that one as well.
Dude, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that one, honestly. That movie is fucked. But anywho, Sinners, really good movie. Everybody I've talked to on social media, all our podcast listeners or followers on the gram or whatever, everyone's loved it. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Everyone's loved it. So I love to see it.
Yep.
Like I really get tired of people just shitting and hating on movies all the time. So it's good to see something get a lot of love, and we appreciate it, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. I told Fizzy Lizzie on the Instagram, she told me that she went and saw it with her boyfriend. They both loved it. I'm excited to review this one in full. This one's going to be a good time.
Overdue.
Honestly, yeah. Well, you know what? By God, I'm going to go do scene by scene tomorrow on it. Let's go.
Yeah.
But anyway, we appreciate y'all tuning in. This was fun. We hit 30 minutes again. We love to see it. Believe. Tell them to bring me my money.
Fast X.